DevOps is a culture and a movement to try to encompass everything in IT and in the business to drive business value out of development and operations. The technology can enable the culture, while the culture by itself is can be driven by the technology. Sometimes the key business drivers for DevOps adoptions are wrong. So that's the problem I face many times is people are trying to just drive up the cost down, and that's why they want to adopt DevOps. And otherwise, it's just to be more efficient and more collaborative and having a better value delivery system. I think the difference is between DevOps in Windows or DevOps in the Linux, for instance, environment is the mindset, the shifting in the mindset is bigger because of the Windows IT, from the Windows NT to the Windows 2016, there's a bigger shift, and that's why the mindset needs to change faster and there's a bigger gap. So the organization that tries to transform to a DevOps kind of system, culture, is the main roadblocks is the misunderstanding of what DevOps is. And they focus on the CI/CD pipeline instead of focusing on the value they're trying to drive. And not understanding that putting the value on the communication within the teams just doesn't add up in the end if they don't do that. The key skills for WinOps world is the communication and collaboration to start with, which is not inherent to WinOps, it's in general for business. And in the Windows specific world is more knowing about the changes and knowing how to learn. And that's the most important, is knowing how to learn and where to look for the information. Microsoft in the DevOps world, I think they're a good example of the changes they do aligned to customer satisfaction and success. So then drive really based on the success of the customer and the feedback, which is driving towards the value they provide. To make DevOps easier, Microsoft, I think the biggest challenge they have is to educate and communicate around the paradigm shift they have had, which is clear in their business line of product, but they need to let their customers know that they have to make the same kind of shift. The key thing for the transformation is really coaching their customers to say, what are you doing now? What are your challenges? And then telling them the way to approach this new configuration management system, for instance, of the DevOps. This is how to do it, and this is what you need to do. The release pipeline model is a very big white paper that is not have enough publicity for that. Organizations need to have a top-down and bottoms-up approach. So I think Steve there said that very clearly, like it needs to come from both ways, but for that you need to have the confidence, the trust between the different teams. I think you learn even more from meetups because you have people that share their experience. So you have a vendor telling you this is the way to do things, and then you have the community saying, oh, we agree with that, or this is the pitfalls you have if you go that way, or if you try that. You share the experience, which really you learn from the experience.